Hey everybody, it's C-Flow here, and welcome back to the road to Avengers Doomsday. In today's video, I am going to be doing a review on one of my least favorite Marvel movies, Thor The Dark World. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so before I talk about the negative parts of this movie, let's start off with a few positives. Chris Hemsworth once again does a solid job of being Thor in this movie. After playing Thor in the first Thor movie and the first Avengers movie, you can really tell that he is starting to get more comfortable with the role. Okay, I gotta be honest here. I think I am the biggest Loki glazer of all time. But Tom Hiddleston in this movie continues to bring the classic Loki charm that we all know and love. His brotherly dynamic with Thor is what makes the Thor movies so good. And honestly, this dynamic, it really carried this movie in my opinion because it is so bad. Another small detail that I really loved is the introduction to the Infinity Stones. The first introduction we get to the Infinity Stones is through the Reality Stone. It sets up for what is coming later down the road in the Infinity Saga with Thanos and the Infinity Stones. Alrighty, so those were the only positives I have. So now let's talk about the negatives. The first negative I have with this movie is that the tone was very, very, very confusing. This movie tried to make it darker than the first movie, and it definitely did. But with that being said, it missed the mark with that. This movie mixed the dark moments with humor, which I thought was very stupid. Another issue that I had with this movie was the pacing. There's a lot of parts in this movie, especially in the middle, where I was just looking at the time and seeing how long I had left, and it's very rare for me to do that, especially with a Marvel movie. Another thing I want to add is that I didn't really like how they made the side characters useless again. I will add though that I did like what they did with Jane Foster's character. She she felt more involved compared to the first movie and she had a bigger role overall. This was the right move, but then it all stupidly goes away in Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, I didn't really like that. One final critique that I have is that I didn't like the way they handled the villain. What's his name again? It's Malekith, right? Yeah, Malekith. Malekith. I didn't really like the character. No hate towards the actor, but he just didn't do a good job bringing the character to life. He was very forgettable and he wasn't an interesting character to follow. Compared to Loki, yes, I'm glazing him again. Malekith feels like the biggest downgrade ever. Honestly, these negative points that I got pointed out are why Thor The Dark World is one of the worst movies in the MCU. Sure, it adds for what the future will be later down the Infinity Saga, but as a standalone movie itself, it just didn't hit the same as the other MCU films. Overall, I have been saying this whole video, Thor The Dark World is one of my least favorite movies in the MCU. The only good moments of this movie was Thor and Loki's dynamic. But other than that, it was straight up boring. Don't worry though, it gets a lot better with my next episode of The Road to Avengers Doomsday, with my final review of the Thor trilogy, Thor Ragnarok. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.